San Jose State University professor Ahmad Banifa is here now to discuss more about the future of these companies in the Bay Area. Professor, thanks for being with us. This is now just another chapter in sort of this ongoing compilation of situations that we have to, digest and figure out if we're cool with the idea of robo-taxis. What do you make of this latest incident?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, there are few things we can, conclude from what happened. And first of all, I'm happy that the, bicyclist is not hurt. He stand up and he left the scene. The whole thing about it is the software is not ready yet, because this is the scenario where the truck got the turn and then the Waymo car could not realize there's somebody behind that. So this is a scenario never been in the system. So this is something has to be updated. Number two, the difference between Cruise and Waymo is how they handle the incident. For example, giving information to the authority, contacting the authority, opening, the information about them, what happened exactly, and being transparent about it. There is a difference here.
So we're talking about a situation, just to kind of be clear with folks, the Waymo car was stopped at an intersection, and then there was a big truck of some kind making a turn right in front of the Waymo vehicle, and there was a cyclist, kind of tailgating right behind the truck, and the Waymo didn't see the bicyclist. That's your understanding?
That is correct. It was like a four-stop, way, intersection. And what happened is when the truck finished the turn, the car started right away, the Waymo, and without realizing that there's somebody is there behind the truck. But once the car saw the cyclist, they had a hard brake, and this is where they hit him. But according to the witnesses and the reports that, it was not, something which is serious. But the scenario has to be taken into consideration for future programming. That's for sure.
So I guess, are we to assume now that these engineers will go in and sort of reprogram, if that's the right word, these vehicles to account for a situation like that? Are we just constantly improving the technology?
It's an update. It's a training, how you train the system. Now, I have my reservations of using our streets and highways to, as one way for updating and training the robo-taxi or the driverless car. That's really a concern, because there's no perfect software. If there is a perfect software, there's no update after you get that perfect software. It's just a situation of they have to think about every possible situation, every possible things that could happen on the road. And keep in mind, Waymo is already applied for an extension on the peninsula, and also extensions also in, to expand their, their services in LA. So this could make people a little bit think about it and say, why don't you go back, and make sure that you consider scenarios like this.
You mentioned differentiating between the two companies, Cruise, which is owned by General Motors, and then you have Waymo, which is Google Alphabet. Cruise is still not back on the streets in San Francisco, and its leaders have been expressing how it's regrettable the manner in which they handled the incident where their car kind of dragged a person in San Francisco several months ago. What is your opinion on Cruise's future and when it might be able to get back on the roads? And do you think Waymo is going to be granted access to expand, especially in light of this, sort of public relations blow that it suffered yesterday?
Well, two important points you mentioned, and they're really good points. Number one is for Cruise, there is really a hard look at the structure of the company about, on the safety rules. I mean, GM, they came very strong, and took over and look at everything Cruise been doing, and they stop everything, of course, and they have the issue with the DMV and with the state. And it's going to take them a while to make sure that safety is number one before anything else. And they're trying to clean the legal mess first to make sure that people actually feel safe with using their car. It's not going to be soon. It's going to take a while for them to be on the map. Now, for Waymo, for them is different. Why? Because I looked at how they interacted with this, with this incident. They immediately contacted the authority. They gave them the information. And this is going to make this, there might be a way for some other cities or the project or the extension they're trying to do between the SFO and the city, that people look at it and say, okay, let's wait for a minute to see, hopefully no other accident will happen, because there's no way for you to, to train the system on every possible scenario that could happen in life. That's impossible.
If Waymo wanted to be entirely transparent, they would release the dash cam video of the incident yesterday, which to date they haven't. So we'll have to see what happens there. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Ahmad Banafa, professor at San Jose State University and an expert in this space. We appreciate your time and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.